Hi, the internet. What up? Let's let's hear more about Steve. Tell me more about Ironsworn. Where did you find this?
Found Ironsworn because I watched Adam Coble do like a first look of it, and he thought it was really cool, and then he went and like did like a solo mode version of playing it where he like built a character and built a world and like has played it a couple of times, and it like seemed pretty neat. So I was thinking about playing it at some point by myself, but I figure why not
Yeah, we've
play
got.
it with you.
Yeah, it makes sense considering. Not that Warframe is not fun, but man cannot live on Warframe alone.
Yeah.
So,
Uh, debatable,
very
but
debatable.
we do what we can.
We do, yeah.
Um. So yeah. So want to build a world?
Let's build this world. Let's see where life takes us.
All right. Let me see. So I sent you all the PDFs. Did you
I
get
have
those?
them. Let me redig them up. So, which one are we going into here? World
I'm
book, world
looking
workbook.
at. I think that's where we'll start, but let me just I'll read us out the intro
Sure.
of the rule book so that we can kind of get an idea. We can talk about it and talk about this like it because it's got like a little blurb about the setting,
Sure.
and we can kind of go from there and see about um like have an idea of the tone that we're going for and
Yeah.
stuff. Um, so yeah. So I'm at the Ironsworn rulebook.
Hold on,
Um,
I'm having a minor problem. I did not install a PDF reader. Classic
oh
me.
no!
Classic me set this up and did not ever bother to install anything to read PDFs. Classic.
Hell yeah, dude!
Classic me.
Crushing
Uh,
it.
so we're gonna just find something really, really quick.
That's alright. I can read to
Please give us the sweet, sweet read.
you. so so says in the Ironsworn tabletop role playing game, you are a hero sworn to undertake perilous quests in the dark fantasy setting of the Ironlands. We'll
Okay.
explore untracked wilds, fight desperate battles, forge bonds with isolated communities, and reveal the secrets of this harsh land.
Okay.
But more importantly, you'll swear iron vows and see them fulfilled no matter the cost. So edgy, so cool.
This is very edgy.
Um, so we create a character, we make some decisions about the world we inhabit, and then set the story in motion.
Okay.
Um, sounds good. And then there's the so we're gonna be playing it in the cooperative mode. There are three different modes of playing this game.
Okay.
There's guided, which is kind of your bog standard like group of
GM book.
players, GM having a GM and going from there. There's cooperative, which is what you and I are going to do,
Mm-hmm.
where we play together to overcome challenges and complete quests, and a GM is not required.
Okay.
And the game system will help explore the dramatic stories of your characters and their fateful vows.
The faithful
And then
stuff.
there's a solo. Then there's a solo mode, so that's cool. I figured today we'll like just go through like the world book, like the world building stuff,
That
and
seems
like
pretty good.
maybe we'll figure out making characters, and that'll give me time before the next time we stream it to like go through and have a solid idea of like
Yeah.
how the actual play will work, because I didn't think we were going to do this until
Yeah.
10 minutes
Until we talked about it 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. Um, let's see. Let's read. Let's see. So there's a section here called Mechanics and the Fiction.
Okay.
Ironsworn uses mechanics such as rolling dice and managing the stats and resources on your character sheet. As a player, you will often make decisions based on a desired mechanical outcome. For example, you might choose a particular action to get a bonus to your die roll. Basic mechanics of Ironsworn are introduced in that. There's a chapter for it.
Okay.
Ironsworn also is heavily
What a
reliant on
painter.
the fiction, which is the imagined characters, situations, and places within your game. You'll play from the perspective of your character. You interpret the actions and events in a way that is consistent with dramatic fictional reality you have forged in your world. So that's very like
That's very our alley.
like,
That's very Bladesy.
yeah, I was gonna say this. It's very Blades in the Dark, like Apocalypse World.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, so here's some stuff about the setting that I guess is just always true, and then we'll come up with our specific bits in and around this part. What's up, the Vlad?
What's up, the Vlad?
Andrew? So the default setting for our adventures, which is what we're doing, it's a rugged peninsula.
Okay.
Of isolated communities and untracked wilds on the frontier of the known world. You learn more about the settings starting on a page that we'll go to later. Here's a summary of some default assumptions. So these are things that are going to be true about our world.
Regardless, okay.
Yeah. So 2 generations ago, your people were driven to the Ironlands from their former homes in the Old World.
Okay.
Okay. The weather here is harsh. Winters are brutal. Rugged terrain makes travel and trade difficult and dangerous.
All right.
We Vikings now, boys.
I say we're basically Vikings. I get it. Okay.
There are no thriving cities. Instead, Ironlanders live in isolated villages or steadings. Their homes are modest builds of wood, stone, and thatch.
Okay.
So, like small villages.
Yeah.
Many areas of the Ironlands are unexplored and uninhabited except by the Firstborn, beings such as elves, giants, or the wolf-like Varu.
So those are our wereboys. Okay.
Yeah. Or like dire wolves and stuff.
Yeah, the dire wolves, your transformer wolves.
Yeah. Coins have little value here. Most commerce is through barter and favors.
Okay.
So that's good to know.
That is good to know.
Some communities remain isolated and independent, while others trade in basic goods such as iron, grain, wood, livestock, wool, and coal. So we can play some what's that fucking game?
Catan. We can play some basically Catan, Viking Catan. Got it.
Yeah. So that's that.
Okay.
There are a diverse mix of peoples and cultures within the Ironlands, even within a single community. You can envision your character and those you interact with however you like, unbound by considerations of geography, lineage, sexual orientation, and gender. Hell yeah.
Alright, I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, John. Baru!
Yeah. Pretty much it is.
Communities sometimes band together under a powerful leader, but there are no kingdoms. Territorial lines are sketchily drawn, if at all.
So we tribes, okay.
Yeah. Large-scale warfare is unheard of, but raiding parties and skirmishes between communities are a constant menace. Some communities subsist entirely on raiding. Those are actual Vikings.
Okay, yeah.
And then we've got, let's see. Spear, axe, shield, and bow are the dominant weapons. Swords are rare and highly prized. Okay. Some warriors choose to wade into battle clad in iron, while others trust their prowess or the strength of their shields.
Okay.
Magic is subtle and mysterious. Mystics seek to ward away the darkness through the practice of magic, but often succumb to it. Rituals are performed as blessings to gain insight. So, like, very kind of like low magic system.
Yeah, magic is not very. It's rare, but existent. Okay.
Yeah, I'm in chapter 1 on the basics. I'm like on the
basics.
third page.
Okay.
Yeah,
and which one? Rule books?
Yeah.
Or in world?
Rule book.
Okay. Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
Go away. Okay, basics. There you go. Okay. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, I've just been reading through these bullet points.
That's fair. Okay, got you.
Yeah, the last one that we're at is supernatural creatures and beasts are rare, frightening, and dangerous.
All right, so that means that anytime we come up against something like major, like a dragon or something, it's a huge economy
it's like
size
a big deal.
Yeah, that's an economy size deal. Okay.
You're encouraged to make Ironsworn your own and bend the setting to your liking. Your version of the Ironlands will be unique because you define aspects of the history, such as your people, magic, mythic beasts, and more. This is the thing that I'm like. This is what the world book will be doing.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Cool. All right. I'm into it.
I'm with it. This seems very interesting. All right, so let's jump over to the world book then, shall we, and start a world build.
Yeah. So you'll see in the Roll20 game, I made a handout called
World Book. Okay.
Building Workbook.
Cool.
I'm gonna edit it. I'm gonna type in like all of our answers and stuff as we go.
Okay. So let's.
So I think the way that we do this is we pick one.
Like it's pick one of many or write in.
Yeah. So let's go through it.
Let's think about where we came from then.
Yeah. So the old world. So 2 generations ago, we left this old world.
So the first
and
one.
Let's figure.
I
think we have to figure out why.
First one.
Yeah.
The savage clans called the Skuld invaded the kingdoms of the old world. Our armies fell. Most were killed or taken into slavery. Those who escaped set sail aboard anything that would float. After an arduous months-long voyage, the survivors made landfall upon the Ironlands. The starter is, you are a descendant of Skuld because of your heritage. Your family has long borne the distrust of fellow Ironlanders. Now a small force of Skuld have landed on our shores. Are they the harbinger of invasion? Where do your loyalties lie?
Okay, so
we're war refugees in that point.
No. So we are descendants of the people who invaded those lands.
Got you. Okay.
And
suddenly
so,
they
like,
show up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So in that one, yeah. So we and our family would be with the Ironlanders, but we were like, it was our people.
It was our people who invaded. Yeah.
Who invaded, and so now it's like we like fucked off and said like, okay, let's go with and be with these Ironlanders.
Yeah.
But now there's a small force of our people who have landed on these shores.
Our
like
shores.
What are they doing there? Do we like go and do we join them? Do we not?
Yeah.
So it sounds like that would be like that could be interesting.
That's interesting. All right.
Yeah. The second one is the sickness moved like a horrible wave across the old world, killing all in its path. Thousands fled aboard ships. However, the plague could not be outrun. On many ships, the disease was contained through ruthless measures, tossing overboard any who exhibited the slightest symptoms. Other ships were forever lost. In the end, those who survived found the Ironlands and made it their new home. Some say we will forever be cursed by those we left behind. With the quest starter then being a settlement is stricken by disease. Though the sickness bears some similarities to the old world plague, it doesn't kill its victims. Instead, it changes them. How does the disease manifest, and why do you swear to seek out a cure? You ever play a game or hear of a game called Pathologic?
I've heard of that. I was thinking, okay, yeah, that sounds very similar to that.
It seems kind of like that in a way.
Yeah.
In that, like, so we would be like doctors, or like we would be then sworn to
like end this cure, find the cure for this, or
figure out, like, find out more about it, figure out how to all that stuff. So that could be cool.
Well, that's interesting because you can set up what it does, so maybe it doesn't change them. Maybe it doesn't kill them. Maybe it changes them into,
like, turns them into demons or some shit.
Yeah.
It could be anything.
It could be literally anything. It could be, that could be the reason they're suddenly like, huge, terrible monsters that we can't just fuck up. Like,
Right.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Number 3. The old world could no longer sustain us. We were too large in number. We had felled the forests. Our crops withered in the barren ground. The cities and villages overflowed with desperate, hungry people. Petty kings battled for scraps. We cast our fate to the sea and found the Ironlands. A new world. So were the pilgrims.
Yeah,
Like,
we pilgrims.
so we early Americans. Decades ago, the Exodus ended. Since then, no ships have sailed here from the Old World until now. Word comes of a single ship newly arrived across the vast ocean, grounded on the rocks of the Barrier Islands. When you hear the name of the ship, you swear to uncover the fate of its passengers. Why is it so important to you? I don't necessarily need to be playing, 1492 Pilgrims, so that
Right.
could be interesting. But I'm pass on Pilgrims.
Yeah. Do we have anyone from chat want to weigh in? Anything sound interesting to you guys?
Yeah. Because if that's the case, because we're building this will probably be something we do for a hot minute. So let's see what we think.
Yeah, like we'll do like a little. Maybe we can do it for a couple weeks and do like a little mini campaign together.
Yeah, that sounds like it. I mean, personally, I kind of like the idea of the sickness and having that be something that's like an interesting take on like the generic, like what could be just like the zombie plague outburst. Like a different take on that could be really cool.
Yeah, I could. I think I'd be down for either the first one or the second one.
Yeah, I think those are definitely the winners in this case. But
yeah, I think the schooled invasion scenario sounds interesting because that can that sounds like it would be more of like a politics-esque game, in that we'd be like, trying to like make our way through and like figure out like where do our allegiances lie and where do other people's allegiances lie, and like who can we trust and not trust and all of that.
I think that's also an interesting take, because usually in these adventures you're playing the people that are coming to the new world, not necessarily the people that have not necessarily the winners of it.
Yeah, well, we have like, right, like we came with them. Is that
what it is? Because I'm reading that as
So
I'm reading that as
go
ahead.
You're a descendant of the school. Because of your heritage, your family has long borne distrust of the distrust of your fellow islanders. So we are Ironlanders.
Yeah.
But we are descended from. So maybe we're not like,
we're like the prior generation. Yeah.
Yeah, like we came along with the people who became the Ironlanders, because we didn't agree with like what was going on, or maybe we like 2 generations ago we were like half skulled, right?
Yeah.
And so like,
or we like managed to escape to here to not get outright murdered. That could be that sounds very political and could be interesting.
Yeah. The sickness one though, I think could also be neat.
I feel like the sickness one doesn't necessarily give us a lot. Like the sickness one feels very straightforward in that it's very much like, okay, here's your problem. If there's a sickness, go solve it. Doesn't necessarily give a lot of like potential for anything not to come out of it, but it seems very straightforward as opposed to
there can be all sorts of stuff that comes out of it, right? Like what is the origin of the sickness? Is there like a big bad who like, is there like a plague crafter? Is it like we could go in, like it has the potential to go in a lot of different directions, right?
Yeah. So. I think in that regard, the like, not to say that it's not, I feel like the plague one is kind of a more not generic-y one, but I feel like that's one we could play almost anywhere, I feel like of the two, I've kind of been swayed into the first one, honestly.
Okay. Sounds good. So we'll go with the first one.
Yes.
To start. All right. So, let's see. So I'm just gonna type this into our little handout, so we'll have all this information in Roll20.
Come back to us. No, I'm out of coffee. Time to go on to Snapple.
Tragic.
Very tragic. Alright, so the second one is Is there... All right, do we answer these questions now, I think, is the other part of this. Like, for the quest starter. Do we answer that now, or do we answer it later?
Well, I think that these questions are what the quest
is about. Okay.
I don't know if that's necessarily supposed to be it, but like I could totally see our first thing that we do is like our settlement sees this like schooled ship coming up to the shore, and like they send us because they know that like we are like they send us because we're descended of them, and if they like murder us or whatever, then
they know,
village doesn't care because they don't like us. Right? Like we're expendable.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right.
And so I think like our first quest will be
like meeting them and seeing that coming in.
Like are they like what are they doing here? Are they here to invade? Are they seeking
that makes sense.
something else? You know, that sort of thing. Cool. Let's talk about Iron.
Just as an FYI, nothing popped up in that handout.
It should
now it did. Okay. Weird.
Yeah, so I have to edit it and like click save changes.
I gotcha. Okay. All right. So Iron. The imposing hills and mountains of the Ironlands are rich in iron ore. Most prized of all is the star-forged black iron. Questar, the caravan bound for the distant Southlands, left the mining settlement last year, but never arrived at its destination. It carried a bounty of black iron. Why is finding this lost caravan so important to you?
Okay. So like any of these are potential jumping off points.
I see what it's doing. Yeah, that's what it's looking at.
So that's neat.
Yeah.
The second one is.
God.
The second one is the weather is bleak. Rain and wind sweep in from the ocean. The winters are long and bitter. One of the first settlers complained, "Only those made of iron dare live in this foul place," and thus our land was named.
Don't you mock my people, John. I'll fight you.
The potato lands.
The potato lands.
Quest starter being the harvest fell short. The unrelenting snows left the village isolated. The food is running out. What will you do to see these people through their harsh season?
Well, there's no problem because they just wait for the potato harvest to come in.
I was gonna say, well, no. This is we play through the potato famine.
Yeah, this is the potato famine.
We play through that.
Yeah.
Yikes.
All right, number 3. Inscrutable metal pillars are found throughout the land. They are iron gray and smooth as river stone. No one knows their purpose. Some say they are as old as the world. Some, such as the iron priests, worship them and swear vows upon them. Most make the warding sign and hurry along their way when they happen across one. The pillars do not tarnish, and even the sharpest blade cannot mark them. Quest starter, your dreams are haunted by visions of a pillar which stands in an unfamiliar landscape. What do you see, and why are you sort of the pillar that just taunts me?
The one pillar.
The one pillar that taunts me for no reason.
Man, we could get into some like fucking eldritch shit.
That's some weird, yeah. That's some like eldritch like psychological shit right there. All right.
Yeah.
All right. None of those exceedingly. So, are we picking multiple, or is this like? Oh, how are we gonna do this? We just want to pick multiple. Do we want to replace?
I think we do one of each.
All right.
Right. So we did one for the old world, and we'll do one for iron, and then
I think we take the pillar that taunts us, Steve.
You want it?
I think we take the pillar that taunts us.
We could do that. Yeah, I kind of like that as a world building thing. Like the idea that like the reason this place is called the Ironlands is because when we first got here there were just these structures, and it's like no one knows what they fucking are. And and of course, like they're iron priests, right? Like a religion built up.
There's
around
some sort
them.
of a cult around that, like
all hail the glorious pillar.
All hail glorious iron pillars. Like, come on.
Yeah. John, we're going to do this. So this is a tabletop RPG called Ironsworn, that has all of the requisite rules to be able to build a world and play just as in a co-op way. So like no GM, like just like players,
two
and, like,
players and
the system
some
going.
dice. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're building the world, and then we're gonna build some characters, and then we're gonna do a little mini campaign.
Yeah.
And kind of see how it goes.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's a cool idea, because I feel like calling it the Ironlands just because there's like iron everywhere feels like that's too easy.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Right. It could be. Yeah, and like maybe there are like different like runes carved into the iron. So like there can be all sorts of different things about these fucking pillars, right?
Yeah. All these pillars could be different. There could be different sects, based on what pillar they're around or something.
Yeah, and it would be neat to like there could be like a conflict there, right? So like there could be people that are like these are like made of this powerful material. We need to research them, and we need to like deconstruct them and like use them to like build weapons of war or something like that. And then like the Iron Priests are like, no, these are sacred relics. We must not.
Yeah. I'd say, because the thing that is interesting to that is most make the warding sign and hurry along their way, meaning that these things are already seen as like a terrible omen for some weird reason, and I like that idea.
Yeah, they could be. Yeah.
Of like there's something like not necessarily like you see one of these things out in the area and you're like, oh, this is probably a bad place. So I like that idea of being called to go hunt down this one particular pillar.
Yeah, it could be like a scene that we see. Yeah. I'm into it. All right.
Your world. Legacies. We are the first humans to walk these lands. In the writings of one of the first settlers, there is a description of a glade in the heart of the deep wilds. The spirits of this place are said to grant a miraculous blessing. What boon does it bestow? Boring ass humans. I guess we're humans, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we're humans no matter what.
The Bronze Lands. Odeblad.
Other humans sailed here from the old world untold years ago, but all that's left of them is savage, feral people we call the Broken. Is it their fate to become our own? You find a child, one of the Broken. It is wounded and hunted by others of its kind. Do you protect it, even at the risk of inviting the wrath of the Broken tribes?
So I actually like, before we go on to the third one, I actually really like this one because it pairs well with the old world one where we like came before. So like I think I like that in the sense of multiple boats came over, but then we are the ones that happen to adapt, but there are others out there that became the Broken, and I actually like that fit.
Yeah, well, this one is like people came over like years ago, so like this is like,
even pre that,
like millennia. Yeah, exactly.
The last one is,
and maybe, who knows, maybe the thing that made them the Broken is prolonged exposure to these eldritch iron pillars.
Well, hold on, because this one might change that. Before the Ironlanders, before even the Firstborn, another people lived here. Their ancient ruins are found throughout the Ironlands.
That's good.
Miners uncovered an underground ruin. Thereafter, people of the settlement are haunted by strange dreams. The ruins call to them, they say. Several have disappeared in that dark ancient place, including someone important to you. Because that fits really well with the pillars, too, so goddamn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think either
of those are really good.
Potentially good. Yeah. Oh, man, I kind of like the idea that, so, like, we like our village like or our settlement like in mining like finds these runes, and then like as we go and we figure it out, like the pillars that we see like above like extend, just spattered around are like down
the old iceberg.
Runes, the runes like literally go like there's like some sort of like ancient temple or something that like spans literally the entire continent underground. That could be.
I think I like that. That's a really cool take on this. I'm with it. Let's go with the old before the first the other people, the ancient ruins. Let's go with that.
All right.
Especially because it also gives us a reason to be haunted by the one out in the middle of who knows where.
Or maybe it's in the depths of those runes.
Maybe, yeah.
We spelunky now.
We basically Splunky now. Let me know when you're ready to go.
Yeah, we'll do that. John, the way that I don't know exactly how it works yet because we decided to do this very last minute, so I haven't read all the rules yet. I just know that it's a thing. It's probably like rolling on tables and then kind of like going from there.
That's my guess too. Is like throw a D100 and whatever the outcome is based on like percentages or something.
Yeah, and then as far as like if there are NPCs to play, we'll just take turns playing them.
Yeah. God forbid we have to play NPCs.
Good golly. All right. I'll do some
communities. We are few in number in this accursed land. Most rarely have contact with anyone outside our own small steading or village, and strangers are viewed with a deep suspicion. Quest starter. In the dead of winter, a desperate man arrives at a snowbound steading. He is wounded, hungry, and nearly frozen to death. His family has been taken. He has a special set of skills. By whom will you brave the merciless winter?
He is Liam Neeson.
He's actually just Liam Neeson.
In the dead of winter. Didn't Liam Neeson do that, like, Taken, but it was, like, in the middle of winter and he was, like, a fucking snowplow guy?
Yeah, or something like that. I think I remember
that. Was a thing.
That was a
thing.
God, that was a thing. Yeah. Alright. I mean, okay. Not crazy about it, but...
Yeah. We live in communities called circles. These are settlements ranging in size from a steading with a few families to a village of several hundred. Some circles belong to nomadic folk. Other powerful circles might include a cluster of settlements. We trade and sometimes feud with other circles. In the quest starter being a decades-long feud between two circles has flared into open conflict. What is the cause of this dispute? Do you join in the fight or swear to put a stop to it?
So are we Romeo and Juliet? Okay.
I think like that's just like because it said like large scale war is like unheard of. So it's like this campaign would be like it would start like on the brink of like actual open war, probably for the first time
in yeah.
And we'd have to like go.
The tension comes. The tension comes from are we going to war or are we not? Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, last one. We have forged the Ironlands into a home. Villages within the havens are connected by well-trod roads. Trade caravans travel between settlements in the havens and those in the outlying regions. Even so, much of this land is untamed. Quest starter. Caravans are forced to pay for passage along a trade road. This payment, 1/4 of the goods carried, leaves several communities without sufficient water stores. Who is making these demands? How will you set things right?
Hashtag no tolls.
Hashtag no tolls. God, the relevance to our current state of Connecticut. I'm not crazy. I guess the only one that I'm kind of have any sort of feelings with is.
Diplod wants us to play Family Feud.
God. Oh, God. I kind of like... I kind of like the first one just because it does buy into the strangers on the shore, like segmented groups that like worship these pillars.
Yeah. I think that would be like tonally it would be like the most isolated of all of them. It would be like it would probably be like our characters and then like whoever's in our village.
Yeah,
who hate us obviously.
Yeah, who obviously like are just like, tolerating us for there.
And then like as we set out, excuse me. If we like go into the runes, like it would be like it would be rare that we would like run into other people and stuff like that.
Or if we do, it's very hostile and we don't know what to do, like how they're going to treat us or respond.
Yeah.
I think that might be the winner.
Alright. Yeah, I'm down.
Alright.
Do it.
Leaders. Leadership is as varied as the people. Some communities are governed by the head of a powerful family, or they have a council of elders who make decisions and settle disputes. In others, the priests hold sway. For some, it is duels in the circle that decide. You have vivid reoccurring dreams of an Ironland city. It has strong stone walls, bustling markets, and a keep on a high hill, and so many people. Nowhere in the Ironlands does such a city exist. In your dreams, you are the ruler of the city. Somehow, no matter how long it takes, you must make this vision a reality.
I was wondering when we were going to get to, like, the campaign hook is, like, start the first city.
Yeah. I was just saying, because without cities being very... Like, that makes sense. Maybe that's the gimmick, is the dream shows us the pillar in this giant-ass city that we must create and rule over. But it feels very... It's weird. That feels very, like, evil of it, in a way.
Or I mean like it depends on how you put it, right? Because like on the one hand it's like, yes, we must rule over them, but like I would frame that as like we must like we would be like as a people, the Ironsworn are stronger together than we are apart. We must unite all of these nomadic tribes into one
super tribe,
into one city where we can pool our power and our resources, and we can take back our homeland from the evil skull.
I do like that concept. It's very good. All right, let's see what the other ones are.
Yeah. Each of our communities has its own leader called an overseer. Every 7th spring, people affirm their current overseer or choose a new one. Some overseers wear the iron circlet reluctantly, while others thirst for power and gain it through schemes and threats. An overseer has fallen ill. She is sure to die without help. The illness is unknown to the village healer. Poison, or perhaps foul magic, is suspected. Families in the community are now at each other's throats as they position their preferred candidates to take up the iron circlet. Will you discover the truth of the overseer's illness and restore her to health? Or do we let her die and we take it over?
And we take it over.
That's our first.
And then we build the
step
city
upon our grand city.
Classic. The classic replay. Kind of cool. I like
we are fantasy Alexander the Great.
Fantasy Alexander the Great. Classic. All right, that's not a bad one. Number 3. Numerous clan chiefs rule over the petty domains. Most are intent on becoming the one true king. Their squabbles will be their undoing. Quest starter. You secretly possess 1/2 of the true crown, an old world relic. Centuries ago, this crown was broken in two when an assassin's axe split the head of the supreme ruler. You are descended from that lineage. Who gave you this relic? Will you find the other half of the broken crown and attempt to unite the clans under your rule? Or do you see another use for it?
Good shit.
Did we bring the 1/2 of the true crown with us, Steve, when we left?
Did we steal half of the true crown when we defected from the skull? Because our family defected, right? And we came to join the Ironsworn. That's the well, like we don't know for sure, but
it says you are descendants.
We escaped with people.
Your family has a long borne the distrust of fellow Ironlanders. It just says assumedly it says those who escaped set sail. So assumedly we are descendants of escapees.
So what if generations ago we were our like great grandfather or whatever was involved in the invasions that like forced these people out. And he saw like these horrible atrocities and stuff, and so when they killed the king, he stole half of it, so there can be no one true king in their new empire.
Oh yeah,
and that is a family relic that has like he snuck it onto the boat, which came over to the Ironlands, and it has secretly been our family our
family heirloom. I actually like that angle. That's a really cool angle to this.
And like, you know, like there, like who knows what kind of like weird magic or curse there is there to be had here.
Yeah. Maybe this is how we this is it, because we need the whole crown to make the first city so we can rule over it. So that makes sense. Okay. The one crown to rule them all, obviously.
Well, I also kind of like the idea that like they like from like the old world perspective, like the Skulg or whatever their name is, like they came in and they took over, and so like they rule those lands now, but like they're having like a terrible time, and like all this like cursed horrible shit is happening to them because they don't have like the true crown, right?
Yeah, I like that too. That's very good.
Maybe the invading force is looking for us because they
we
want
have
the other part of that
I like
crown
it.
back.
I'm with it. Let's go. Let's design this world
Alright.
and plot. I already see the plot unfolding in front of us.
I'm into it. All right. So we're gonna go with this third one here.
Agreed.
All right. Cool.
See, world building is easy.
I mean, it's easy when you have the. This is like a really well laid out workbook.
This is a very
like,
and that gives you so many options for it. Yeah.
And there's a lot of like, I like this idea and of like, here are like the established truths of the setting, and then like here's how you tailor it.
Yeah.
And like
it.
like when world building is like done in this way, then like everything can be really easy.
Yeah. Defense. Here in the Ironlands, supplies are too precious and the lands are too sparsely populated to support organized fighting forces. When a community is threatened, the people stand together to protect their own. Quest starter: a settlement is unable or unwilling to defend itself against an imminent threat. Why? What peril do they face? What will you do to protect them? I feel like that pairs into the whole first plot as well, where it's like the invading Skulg or whatever, like just landed, like maybe we're not able to protect ourselves against them, so that's why we get sent out there to deal with them.
Right. Let's see. The wardens are our soldiers, guards, and militia. They serve their communities by standing sentry, patrolling surrounding lands, and organizing defense in times of crisis. Most have strong ties to their community. Others, called free wardens, are wandering mercenaries who hire on to serve a community or protect caravans. You come upon a dying warden. She tells you about an important mission and charges you with its completion. Swear to me, she says, reaching out with a bloodied hand to give you an object crucial to the quest. What is it? Oh shit.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe that's the object that unlocks our pillar that we see in our dream.
Maybe it's a key to get us down deeper into the mines.
Maybe. Let's see, number 3. Our warbands are rallied to strike at our enemies or defend our holdings. Though not nearly as impressive as the armies that once marched across the old world, these forces are well trained and equipped as their communities can manage. The banners of the warbands are adorned with the depictions of the old world history and ironclad victories. A quest starter. Our warband was wiped out in a battle against an overwhelming army. What is your connection to this band? Who defeated them? Will you carry their banner or on a quest for vengeance, or do you vow to see it brought home to a place of honor? So we're looking at a like no army to massive army kind of a spectrum.
Yeah, I feel like this one doesn't quite fit in with our like we are few in number.
No, I think the first one has to be it. If we are few in number, like we're basically fighting as a militia, and that's what that first one kind of gives me.
Yeah, it's like everyone in our settlement is like trained in the spear or the axe. Or
yeah, everyone's training Krav Maga, right? Like,
right.
Exactly. So I think that's the correct pitch for this.
Yeah. Yeah, and the imminent threat is the
skull coming onto our shore. Yeah.
All right.
Mysticism.
Let's go.
Mysticism
and religion. I'm very excited.
I'm very interested. Yeah, this is going to be a good one. Some still find comfort in the old ways. They call on mystics to divine the fortune of their newborn, or ask them to perform rituals to invoke a bountiful harvest. Others act out of fear against those who they suspect of having power. However, most folk believe true magic, if it ever existed, is lost to us now. Quest starter. Someone close to you is accused of cursing a settlement, causing fields to go fallow and cattle to become sick. What is the evidence of this? Will you defend this person and uncover the true cause of the settlement's troubles?
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, I could see that, like, if we want to play into the community mistrusts us because of our background, like
Yeah.
that could be like our like a family member of ours, or it could be one of our characters, right?
Yeah, one of us could have caused that,
Uh,
yeah.
like people, not that they could cause it, but like
Or
one of us could be like, you know,
blamed.
magically inclined or something, and
Yeah.
that would cause like, if like the fields start to go fallow or whatever, then she's like, oh, it must be that fucking Sam and his stupid mumbo jumbo.
Yeah.
Here he goes again.
Yeah.
Magic is rare and dangerous, but those who wield the power are truly gifted. You have heard stories of someone who wields true power. They live in an isolated settlement far away. Who told you of this mystic? Are they feared or respected? And why do you swear to seek them out?
That's the middle of the ground.
Okay.
The magic is real,
So
but few.
We have to go find Merlin.
Yeah. Number 3, magic courses through this land as the rivers flow through the hills. The power is there for those who choose to harness it, and even the common folk often know a helpful ritual or two. Questioner, someone you loved walked the paths of power and succumbed to it. Who are they? Why did they fall in the darkness? Where are they now? That's the, like, everybody has magic. Everybody can magic.
Yeah, so it's like low magic, medium magic, high magic.
I think in an earlier one, in like the initial thing, it was like magic is... It even said like magic's not that common, right?
I mean, like we can make it as common or as uncommon as we want. I kind of like the idea of like playing a low magic game.
Yeah, I'm honestly fine with a low magic game. Either
yeah, because I like the idea that like that's why things like the pillars and stuff are so mysterious to us, because they they hold like some secrets to like
magic.
higher magic, but like we don't know them, and so they are terrifying.
Well, then is that a case of where magic is rare and dangerous then? Because we know, but do we? I guess the question is, do we know these pillars are magic?
No, I don't think.
I agree, because then I think the first one's definitely us.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is like, some still find comfort in the old ways. This is like the Iron Priests, the people who like build who like took this and like built religion around it.
Yeah.
So. All right.
Speaking of, next one's religion.
Yeah.
Religion. A few Ironlanders still make signs or mumble prayers out of habit or tradition, but most believe the gods long ago abandoned us. Quest starter. A charismatic Ironlander, encouraging her followers to renounce the vestiges of the old world religions, proposes a new path for this new world. What doctrine does she teach? What does she seek to achieve? Are you sworn to aid or stop her?
She's the Iron Priestess.
She's the Iron Priestess.
She come, my children. I shall teach us. I shall. Working together, we shall uncover the truths of these spires, and they shall guide us into a better world.
I think that's the like.
That'd be rad.
I think that's the play
that could be. Let's read the rest of them.
Okay.
The people honor old gods anew. In this harsh land, a prayer is simple but powerful comfort. An Ironlander is determined to make a pilgrimage into dangerous lands. What holy place do they seek? Why do you swear to aid them in this journey, and who seeks to stop them, and why? So I could see this
also applying,
like, this is like someone like we've like we tell our like village seer about our visions, and like
he wants to go,
the Iron Priest is like, we must seek this holy thing. These visions have been given to you on from a higher power. We must seek to understand. Yeah.
I could see that one working. But my only problem is that that implies that we have normal gods that we worship as well, which is like fine.
Well, we worship the gods of like from the old world.
Well, it's also
what we did societally before.
I mean, we do, but there's also new ones, so I guess it's whatever gods they feel. Which I guess it makes sense, because in the new world, there's these iron things. There's the iron the Cult of the Iron. That would be technically like a new worldish thing.
Yeah.
All right, I can see that.
There is no god. There is only iron.
There's only iron. Our gods are many. We make themselves known through manifestations and miracles. This one's not us at all. Some say they even secretly walk among us. The priests convey the will of the gods and sway over the communities. I think the second one is actually... I think the second one's where it's at.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that it's vague too. Like, a prayer is a simple but powerful comfort. Like, we don't know if those prayers are doing anything.
Yeah,
but
we at least believe. Whether we're getting anything out of it is a question mark. Embrace the cold, loving steel. Embrace Steve.
Yeah.
All right, firstborn.
So the firstborn are the people who lived in this world before us. Before humans moved into the Ironlands, there were
these
people who
these are the natives, yeah. Right, the firstborn have passed into legend. Some say the remnants of the old tribes still dwell deep in forests or high mountains. Most believe they were never anything more than myth. Quest starter: someone obsessed with the firstborn wants to find evidence of their existence. This will require an expedition to the far reaches of the Ironlands. What is your role in the mission?
We gotta go search for Bigfoot. The firstborn live in isolation and are fiercely protective of their own lands. So that's cool. The elf, outcast of his kind, lives with the Ironlanders. Over time, he has become part of the community. Now he is dying. He yearns to return to his people before he passes. Does he seek absolution or justice? Why do you swear to help him? What force opposes his return? He took our family in, man. He took our family in when we were came over, and none of the humans wanted us around, and he became a part of our community.
He accepted us.
We have to help Elf Dad.
Elf Dad. Go Elf Dad. Last one. The firstborn holds sway in the Ironlands. The elves of the deep forest and the giants of the hills tolerate us and even trade with us for now. Ironlanders fear the day they decide we are no longer welcome here. Questioner: human and giants are on the brink of war. What has happened? Who do you side with? Can anything be done to defuse the situation? So, how hostile are the native people here, Steve?
Yeah, it's like how present are they, right? Like,
it's how present.
They, yeah. Like, are they very present? Like, that's what the third option is.
Are we?
Or is it like in the first one where it's like they're a fucking myth, like no one knows?
Are they actually here? Did we actually America this, or did we like?
I actually kind of like the first one, and here's why. I like that. I like the idea that there's not like maybe they are around, but like we don't know where, or either the first one or the second one, because like if the Iron Pillars are like going to be a big kind of like narrative point, it would be cool if we could like not just like it, because if like they were around, then we could just be like, hey, like what are these pillars?
Yeah, for? I think that first one's it, because like you just said, if these Iron Pillars are going to be a big part of it, you know, it's very possible that these firstborn would have known or learned anything about these, or, you know, since they've been here since moment one. So I like that idea of having them as like the mythical people that may know more.
Yeah, and like maybe that could be like a big narrative beat, like later on, is like we find a group, yeah, we find a group or something, or they're living near this one this particular Iron Pillar that we see. Yeah. In that case, I think it's the second one, right? Because the second one is like they're around, but they're like very far away from us and isolated.
Well, but I think the problem with the second one is that we are assuming that if they want to, they can go out and live in the human communities, and the humans will accept that.
No, it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't say that.
Well, as I'm reading that is the elf was out. So an elf outcasted from his kind, meaning he was kicked out for whatever reason.
The quest starters are just suggestions. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're true.
I know, but I'm reading into that as like a identifier of like how these kind of play out. But I'm okay with both of those. I think the idea is if you want it to be that there's not many left or like non-existent at all, like and we want them to be like a mythical part of these pillars, like the first one just makes more sense.
Right. Well, the first one is like there are none. Like they are gone. They don't exist. Like we couldn't find them. They are not there.
Yeah.
Anymore,
Okay. They're literally not there at all.
Like they're not there to the point where most people don't even believe that they were ever there in the first place, right?
I got
and
you.
Then
Okay.
and then like the second one I'm kind of seeing as like they are there, they exist, but they are either like isolated in like a part of the continent that we don't go to because like fuck, like we're not gonna go fuck with those giants.
Okay.
But like but like um
I'm sold. All
but
right.
like that
Yeah.
kind of
I got you.
but I think yeah, I think it would give us a little bit more narrative like freedom to have that be an option if we wanted to like
No, I agree. I think that's the correct. You've swayed me. I think that's the correct pick.
All right, so let's do
Beasts.
Let's talk about monsters.
Beasts. The beasts of old are nothing but legend. A few who travel into the deep forests and high mountains return with wild tales of monstrous creatures, but they are obviously delusional. No such things exist. Now this is Bigfoot. You were witness to an attack by what you thought was an animal of monstrous proportions. No one believes you. In fact, you are accused of the murder you blame on this beast. How can you prove your innocence? How can you trust your own memories of the event? Alright, so our beasts non-existent also. Or their number 2 is monstrous beasts stalk the wild areas of the Ironlands.
Yeah. And then the last one being beasts of all sorts roam the Ironlands. They dwell primarily in the reaches, but range into the settled lands to hunt. They often prey on cattle, but attacks on travelers, caravans, and even settlements are not uncommon. So it's like how like savage do we want these lands to be, right?
I think
kind of like.
What do you got?
Go ahead.
I kind of feel like the middle one. I don't think they should be everywhere, but I think part of the reason they are like I feel like part of the reason these lands are so hard to like exist in is because there are beasts out there that could just kill us, you know?
Right. Yeah, totally. I think that's true. And then like like if you look at the quest starter for the third one, it's like that like leads into like professional monster slayers. Like we're like it's Monster Hunter, right? Like that's what it is. At that point. Yeah. Which is cool. But not quite what we're setting up. Like if tonally like what we're kind of like setting up and going for is more along the lines of like if our A plot is like the like Skulk invasion force or whatever, and then our B plot is dealing with these like
pillars,
these pillars and these dreams that we've been having and that sort of thing. That could be those can be like that could be cool, and then like we don't necessarily need to bring in a whole other.
We don't need this level of side quests available to us.
I mean, like we always could, right?
Yeah, we can always have it. It just keeps it available, but not present.
Yeah.
How much do we want that? How much do we want the random encounters? You know.
I mean, I think like playing with like the third setting of beasts is like if you ever wanted to play like Monster Hunter as a tabletop RPG, like that's the way to do it, man.
Yeah, that seems right.
All right, let's talk about horror.
Nothing but stories to frighten children. Quest Starter: The Murders began last season. Local gossip shifts say they're works of a vengeful horror, but there may be more mundane forces at work. What is your connection to these killings? What will you do to stop them? All right.
We are wary of dark forests and deep waterways from monsters lurk in those places. In the depths of the long night, when all is wreathed in darkness, only fools venture beyond their homes. Question: You bear the scars of an attack by a horror. What was it? Are all those scars physical, emotional, or both? How do you seek to make yourself whole again?
The dead do not rest long in the Ironlands. At night, we light torches, scatter salt, and post sentries at the gate. It is not enough. They are coming. A group of Ironlanders establish a settlement in a territory cursed by a malevolent horror. What evil plagues this land? Why are the Ironlanders so intent on settling here? Will you aid them? Attempt to force them to give up this foolish undertaking. So, I think this is how, like, supernatural are we, in a way?
Yeah. Yeah, well, like, yeah, how much do we deal in, like, yeah, the supernatural forces and stuff.
So, are we... What do you got?
Yo, I'm fucking in for number 2. I am in for number 2 in, like, because, like, we've already established, like, we found this mine in these underground catacombs. Like, who knows what fucking horrifying, terrible beasts and, like, monstrosities, like that one I think is what can play most into if we wanted to go, like, the kind of, like, eldritch, kind of, like, unknowable route, right?
Yeah. I think additionally when it comes to, like, I agree, and I think the additional part of that is when it comes to, like, the firstborn scenario, like, we're looking at them being, like, isolated and living in their own worlds. Like, there's a chance where it's like, you know, were they taken out by a firstborn tribe? Were they taken out by something the fuck else in this forest? Like, who the fuck knows? Maybe they're connected. Maybe the firstborn and these horrors have something together.
Maybe the firstborn, like, are the horrors.
Yeah, maybe that's the way this goes.
Yeah, I think we're in agreement.
Yeah, I think that's not a question. Yeah, and that's the last one.
I'm a big fan of unknowable horrors.
Yeah, I'm very big fan of unknown horrors that are not in my face.
Cool. All right. So we've built some world trees.
We've got some worlds. All right.
Neat. How long do you have?
I've got another like 30 minutes or so. We got some time. We can keep going.
Okay. I don't know where we get from here. I guess
let's check the rulebook, maybe.
Yeah, let's check the rulebook and maybe we can read about character creation.
Your character.
Yeah. So that's
moves.
On page 31.
Action rolls. What are we? Challenge die and action die D6 D10s.
Yeah. I'm gonna read all these.
Yeah, I'll read all these on my own, but momentum. Okay.
That's fucking cool. I'm just, like, kind of speed reading.
Yeah.
Momentum stuff.
Momentum track is you can use a paperclip with the things are going your way. You have the advantage. Your control path is clear. It's like a luck system almost. Like,
yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Really cool.
That's a pretty cool idea.
You can earn momentum for
like things to go your way.
Building success. Yeah. Oh, that's sick.
That's pretty cool. I like that. That's like a stress system that works really cool. Minimum progress tracks. When you swear an iron.
I love that all the art is just, like, really cool cosplayers.
Yeah, for real. Alright, you perform moves to your goal. Mark progress when you come across that. Get some clocks. Troublesome, dangerous, formidable, extreme, epic.
Here we go. Alright. You are Ironsworn. Your sworn vows will lead you to a life of danger, heroism, and sacrifice, the edge of the moon. Before you jump into the mechanics of your character, consider the motivations, interests, skills, personality, and weaknesses. It's fine to start with 1 or 2 ideas about your background and goals. You can flesh out the character as you play. So, like, I think, like, how do you feel about, like, being from the same family?
I think that makes total sense here.
Yeah, because we're part of this family that you were the Skulk or whatever.
Yeah. Page 31. I need to catch up there. Your character. All right.
Be awesome.
Be awesome. Always. Thanks, book. I will. When you swear an iron vow, you mean it. Be who you want. The default setting is human-centric. These rules do not include specifics to play fantasy races. Okay. So we are human boys.
Yeah.
Got it.
which I think
that was
makes,
pretty shown, yeah.
yeah, I think makes the most sense.
Yeah.
All right, so we built our world. We now build our character, or you could do both in tandem.
Yeah.
If you have a clear idea for your character, start there and build your world around them. We did the opposite.
We did the opposite.
We built the world, and in building the world, I think we've kind of like come up with ideas for character.
All right, Steve, would you like to drop us some character sheets in the old Roll20?
Yeah. Here, let me save the changes. So all of that should be in the world building handout now for you.
I'll double check it. Yes, we are good. All right. You have a name. You have a name. Perhaps others will honor it someday in stories and songs.
Yeah, and there's a random name table, so you know I'm rolling on that shit.
Oh, is there a random name table?
Yeah.
Where is it?
It says...
Oh, 184.
You can roll on the Ironlander names table on page 184.
184. I'm with this. Well, I think we have to pick one and then agree on the last name. So let's throw some random names and then go from there, and then we'll pick a last name.
Yeah. I made us both characters.
Okay. 184. All right, 184. Cool. Ironlander names. Oh, we only... Okay. All right. It's page 184. We throw a D100. And then maybe we just agree on the last name. Let's roll a D100.
All right.
I got number 68.
Oh, so close to being nice.
So close to the nice. I am Amara. Oh no, I don't have an actual sheet. Reload. Oh no.
I just put it under there as Sam.
Yeah, no, I see it, but there's not. It's just the bio and info. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I edit?
So you go to character sheet.
Oh, that's right. I went to the wrong thing. No, I was in the right thing, wasn't I? Yeah, it's just got bio and info. It's blank. Okay.
Yeah, but like the tabs, there's tab.
I have only one tab.
Character sheet. I see. I understand. There you go.
Got it. There we go. Thank you.
I see what I've done.
All right. Thank you. All right. Did you throw for yours? Amara is the name of Cassie's rogue.
Oh yeah.
That's classic. What did you end up with for her name?
We're gonna find out. 48.
Hersham. All right. What is our shared last name? We are now a brother and sister team. Our brother and sister. What is our?
Where is our? Is there a family names? Elf names, other names.
Oh, there's another page. No, that's a first name, I think. There's two sets because there's another page below it. Do we just pick a name from? Let's pick a page from 185. Let's pick one that we can agree on.
I'm down to just roll.
All right, let's just roll that bitch.
All right, you can do it.
All right. The old D100 says 44. Our last name is Hennian.
Hennian. Hersham Hennian.
Hersham and Amara Hennian. All right, let's go.
Cool. All right. Back to all the way the fuck up there.
Page 31. Jeez. Okay. All right. Alright, stats. There are 5 stats. Each is given a value from 1 to 3. When you make a move and roll the dice, you usually add one of your stats to your action die. The move will tell you which to add or give you a choice. So edge is agility-based things and ranged combat. Heart is courage, willpower, social, loyalty, empathy. Iron is physical strength, aggressiveness, close combat. Shadow is sneaking and rogue things. And wits is knowledge and thinking. Ancient Norse last names were their father's name and son or daughter at the end. I did not know that.
Yeah, that's where like like the last name like Johnson is like John's son.
Oh, son of John, yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. All right,
Yeah.
so we get 3, 2, 2, and 1 across any number.
So let's talk. What kind of character do you think you want to play?
I feel like I always build a talky character. I feel like I should build some sort of a like fighty. I feel like I'm on like two weird points because I kind of want to build like the generic helpless princess in this world, or the like fighter, like blind fighter that like just acts on instinct and doesn't necessarily think or like doesn't talk good. I think I might kind of go that way.
Yeah, I can see that. Like the like, so you would go into like
I would go into like iron
iron
heart, like iron heart, and like probably edge, and like leave shadow and wits low.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then maybe I'll be like I'll go like, well, so why don't you go iron and I'll go edge,
Okay, yeah,
and then you
and then
can
adjust.
be like you can be like the like kind of like strong headstrong, like not really like doesn't do the thinking, but like in our like kind of like sibling relationship, like,
yeah,
you know, like it's always like you're the Keldrim and I'm the Harlan, right?
yeah, and that. Is there, where are stats under? Because I don't. Progress.
There's
Oh.
progress in the next character.
Okay, I see. Oh my. Okay. Wait, I don't think that's what I'm supposed to click. No, I just added stuff. I don't need that. So then where does this go?
I don't know. Attributes and abilities?
I was thinking that too, but it's stats, so what is... I mean, it has to be there. That's the only thing I can see.
Huh.
Let's throw them under attributes. Let's just throw them under attributes for right now, I guess.
Hold on. I think I'm going to try to reload the game.
No, I'm getting iron.
There we go. Okay, try to reload it, because under your name, if you put in character sheet, like if you click on character sheet, it pops up the character sheet.
Okay, I'll just reload the old page then.
Yeah, Blood got my Keldrim and Harlan reference.
I get that reference. If we click character or character sheet, okay, I see what it did there.
And then there's a whole ass sheet there.
Gotcha. I see the whole ass sheet. So 3, 2.
There's a whole ass sheet.
There's one whole ass sheet there. Wits is she's knowledge and observation, physical skill, ranged combat. That's fine. A 2 in edges doesn't seem bad. It's definitely not my lowest. Yeah, I think that's fair. All right.
Yeah, and I think I'll go
high edge.
I'll put my 3 in edge, because rogue in all formats, friends.
Wouldn't rogue in all formats be high shadow, high wits?
Maybe. I think the quickness agility.
I see what you're going for. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We'll go 2 in shadow.
Then let me put a 1 there. I'll take my 2 in. I'll take my 2 in shadow.
2 2 wits.
No, agility still relevant as a fighter, so.
I mean, it might not be.
Yeah, that's true. If you're
Like you're probably just gonna be like rolling like
iron all the time.
If you're fighting,
you just hurl iron everywhere. I just throw iron. That's what I do.
Yeah, I would either go into wits or heart.
Heart is courage, willpower, empathy, sociability, loyalty.
Yeah, so I feel like heart is like talking to people.
That makes sense.
So yeah. Maybe I'll go.
I'll tell you what. You take the higher. I'm gonna put my 2 into wits then, and my heart in 1. Well, courage. I guess it's the different angles of that. So yeah.
Well, like why don't you do? You could do 2 in wits, and I'll do 2 in heart. Because
that actually makes
heart is like talking to people.
Heart seems talking. We're talking
like,
it.
Yeah. And then like like you can still be not like a very talkative character, but like you are good at like
I can still
like
because
maybe you're like you like study or you like observation is like perception.
It's still you have to be aware as a fighter, and you have to have knowledge of like things, so that makes sense. I like that actually. I think that'll balance out okay. Shall we go on to health?
Health represents your current physical condition and stamina. Ranked from 0 to +5. Health is reduced when you endure harm, increased when you receive care through moves such as heal or sojourn. If you are at 0 health, scoring a miss when you endure harm is your risk of suffering debility or dying. So to start, set your health track to +5.
Check.
Already there.
Spirit is your current mental state, marked from 0 to +5. Spirit is reduced when you endure stress. It is increased when you find comfort in companionship, success, or relaxed moments through moves such as make camp or forge a bond. If you're at 0 spirit,
I would like to make camp.
I would like to make camp. That would make my spirit rise. Scoring a miss when you endure spirit puts you at the risk of suffering debility or falling into desolation. So you get depressed if you don't have spirit. Spirit starts at 5. Check.
Supply is an abstract representation of your preparedness, including ammo, food, water, and general upkeep. It's ranked from 0 to +5. Instead of keeping track of a detailed inventory, consider most of your mundane gear covered under supply. Hell yeah!
I love this. I'm already a fan of this shit.
I hate like the fucking minutia of
fucking item management bullshit.
Yeah. Supply is decreased when you make the undertake a journey move. You may also reduce supply as a narrative cost when you face hardships as an outcome for other moves. For example, if you make the face danger move to ford a wild river, you might lose some gear as a result of a weak hit or miss. Supply is increased when you gather provisions through moves such as resupply.
Classic.
Supply track represents the shared assets among your party. You and your allies use the same supply value when you travel together. If any of you make a move to increase supply, you suffer the results of the move that reduces your supply. You each adjust your supply track accordingly. When your supply falls to 0, all characters make the out of supply move. You are at 0 supply and suffer additional minus supply. You must reduce your health, spirit, or momentum traps by that amount.
Set your supply to +5. You and your allies share the same supply value and you adventure together. So that's a shared community-based thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Easy.
So our supply is set to +5.
Momentum represents how you are faring in your quest. It is gained and lost through moves. If you have positive momentum, you are building on your successes and ready to make decisive moves. If you have negative momentum, you have suffered setbacks and your quest is in jeopardy. To learn more about momentum and how it hinders your character, that's our reading on our own time. Use the momentum track at the left to record the current. Max is +10, and momentum reset starts at +2. To start, your current momentum is +2 and your max to 10. So current momentum is +2.
Yep.
Check. Max is 10.
It's all,
and momentum is all preset. Yep.
It's all a lot of this stuff, because it's all through Roll20. A lot of this was
Yeah, it's all done.
When you swear an iron vow, you give it a rank: troublesome, dangerous, formidable, extreme, or epic, and record it in your character sheet. You then use vow progress to mark when you reach a milestone. Oh, this is sick. This is like an experience. This is the experience system.
This is the experience system. Okay.
Yeah,
I was gonna say this is like
first,
okay.
It's goal based. So like and this is how they're doing it in Court of, like, a similar system in Court of Swords in the roleplay D&D campaign, where like it's not milestone based experience and it's not like killing stuff based experience. It's goal based. So like each character gets 3 goals, and they determine whether it's like a hard goal, a medium goal, or a like really hard goal. And then if you work on it every session, you get partial experience, and when you finish it, you get like a big chunk of experience.
Okay. Yeah, it's like the charts in not the charts. It's like the wheels in Blades.
Right.
Yeah, except for experience. Yeah. All right. We should start with 2 vows, a long-term goal, our background vow, and an immediate situation which must be dealt with. Inciting incident. All right. So I guess we have to pick one of each of these to start our vows on.
Yeah. So you'll find quest starters, page 4 and chapter 5. So,
all right, background vow.
To learn more about starting vows, maybe there's a starting vows table on 195.
What is it? 195. Too far. All right, 195. Write your background vow.
You create a character. You give yourself a background vow to represent a primary motivation or an ultimate goal. This goal is part of your character's backstory. It may be a vow sworn years ago, or one which is a reaction to some recent major incident. Write down this vow and give it a rank of extreme or epic. You don't need to You don't need to make a swear an iron vow move for this vow. Fulfilling this vow will not be easy. In story time, it may require months, years, or even decades to see this vow fulfilled or forsaken. You even decide your background vow isn't something you make significant progress on in your narrative. Instead, it helps establish some role-playing details.
All right,
so this is like...
This is the driving factor for our characters. So what is our driving factor?
This could be like... and it could be different for each of us, right?
Yeah. So maybe this is finding the other half of the crown, or uncovering the power of the iron pillars.
Yeah, I don't know if starting off, I don't think we know enough about the iron pillar thing to write a long-term vow about it. Like our inciting incident can be like investigate the iron pillars, right? Or we could go the route. Do we want to go that route, or do we want to go the route of like find out about these invaders?
Well, I feel like our inciting incident is the finding out the invaders on our shoreline. Maybe they know something, and then they launch us off from that.
Right. So like maybe our background vow is like really simple. Maybe it's just like elevate our family to a place of trust and honor amongst our settlement.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah, that's very because they don't actually trust us right now. They're just kind of letting us live there.
Yeah. For so long, like we've been kind of like the outcasts. Like we're there, like our family's there because we'll like work. And
so then, all right. Well, I like that as I kind of want to do separate goals just because I feel like it gives us a little bit of play in what we're doing. Yeah. So what about the crown then? We have half. In theory, we have half of that crown, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, depending on how big you want to go, we could go like, because like the thing about it is like recovering the other half of the crown would be like venture to the old world, like, you know, do all of that. That I feel is like,
well, that we don't necessarily know it's still in the old world. That could have been taken back for all we know. I think we established in our designing our lore that it was either they have we decided it was over in the old world. Yeah. All right, never mind then.
Yeah. I think it's like a thing that we have, like we can have it be just like a thing that we have, but we don't.
All right, then I guess You know, let's make it simple. Let's just go with the same background vow then.
I mean, we could go separate if you want.
I don't know what
I
other
think
I don't know what other way to go in it though. Because even
I
looking
think
through,
her. Like so we can decide individually for our characters, right?
Yeah.
So like maybe like maybe like gaining the trust of the settlement for our family is important to Hersha. Maybe it's not important to Amara. Maybe
Yeah.
Amara cares about the crown or cares about
Yeah.
like that sort of thing.
I think I know what it is. So I think Amara's thing is going to be that there's so much infighting amongst these chiefs over that, and like uniting these clans as one is probably the most like powerful thing we can do for not only just ourselves but like for everybody in the area around us. Because we do have leaders, we do have clan chiefs that are apparently at war, are inherently at war, or at least like want to become a ruler, and that's probably I think that's going to be hers.
Yeah.
All right. Iron.
So you wanna so your thing is gonna be like unite these like clan chiefs or whatever.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with unite the clan chiefs and create peace.
Okay. I like that.
Too many chiefs, not enough Vikings. Kenny, I mean, maybe not necessarily sentiment building, but more of like...
Yeah, we're making characters.
We're on characters right now. We've kind of gone through the world, and we're in the process of building a brother-sister duo forced into the new world, or living in the new world and dealing with what's going on there. So then the inciting incident... We're all doing comedian character motivations. I mean, we kind of are, but we're looking at we're looking at starting vows right now.
Yeah, like backgrounds.
And we're looking because right now we kind of went through already and did a lot of the world building stuff. Go away, Mara. We've kind of picked through like what is designing the world, and we're looking for like starting vows and motivations, kind of in a way. So then, what is our inciting incident? Are we doing
that? You want that to be
the boys coming on the shore, the old world, the Scold landing, the Scold invasion, the Scold landing.
Yeah, so like the inciting incident vow is going to be,
yeah, exactly. No, you're on the right track. But what Amara's goal is going to be to basically just like end that and try to bring peace to the Ironsworn land.
Yeah. I think my background goal is going to be uncover the mystery of the Iron Pillars.
You are going to take the Iron Pillars? Okay. I like it.
So, that's like gonna take me fucking forever.
Yeah, that's in theory something that would end. In theory, like, and in theory, between the two of these, like, by the time we figure out what creates, what's going on with these pillars, hopefully the land will be united. Like all these chiefs will stop the feuding. So
let's read about this inciting incident. Inciting incident is a problem which arrives at the beginning of a story, propelling the protagonist into action. Everything up to that point is backstory, the normal world to which your character has become accustomed. In Ironsworn, the inciting incident is the tipping point at which you decide to undertake your life of perilous quests and adventures. So to start your character's story, envision an imminent threat or compelling need.
All right, so we've got our
book. Yeah, so we've got that.
Yeah.
So we've got that.
We've got that incident. It's not going to go away. Taking. All right, yeah. So yeah, it's gonna. We don't know what they're gonna do. So yeah, make it universal. Yep. Limit the scope. Okay. I guess we're good with that.
Yeah. Because the background vow would be
You got your background vow, which is yours is the
Or
pillars.
sorry, the inciting
Inciting
incident
vow.
vow
Is the Scold Invaders.
like, yeah. So this will be like,
is it a dangerous
parlay with the Scold?
Is it a dangerous or is it troublesome? Because we have to assign it a role after that.
I don't want to call them invaders because we don't know if they're invading yet.
Well,
parlay with the Scold.
Scold.
Crew.
Depends how scary GM makes it. Well, luckily, there's no GM.
There's no GM.
This is the interesting thing about this right now is we're doing this without a GM. So I'm just gonna call him the Horde then. Scold Horde lands on shore.
I went with crew because I imagine they're like the crew.
All right, so troublesome, dangerous, or formidable. I'm kind of thinking dangerous, but
yeah.
I wouldn't call it formidable because in theory, yeah, sickness being out, yeah, and that's the thing is like we have no idea.
I think it's dangerous. I think it's like, yeah, I think it's dangerous. I don't think it's formidable because like we like don't know for sure that we're going to fight them. We don't know what they want yet, right?
Yeah, we have no idea what they want. We just know that they've landed here. For all they know, they could have just ended up here by accident, and they're just gonna be like, okay, bye. We're here. Like,
yeah, we're just stopping for fantasy gas.
we needed iron. We needed fantasy iron for our iron moving ships.
Yeah.
All right. Back to character creation.
Back on up to page 31.
Adventure moves. Nope. Oh god, so far. One exploring faction, they have the same ethnicity, looks similar. So we're gonna try and break down the backstory where we're at, Kenny, because I know you're just jumping in with us right now. So right now we are the, what the hell's our names? What did we say? So we have a brother-sister team that was ferried over from the old world. We survived from the Scold invasion in the old world, who are whatever kind of thing there are. Is there a Google Doc or something that can be referenced?
They're bad guys.
They're bad guys.
But we are them.
So the Steve, where did you get the Ironsworn rulebook at?
Yeah. If you Google Ironsworn PDF, you can get the PDF and all the materials for free. It's on Drive-Thru RPG, I think.
Yeah, I believe so. So we're looking at them. So they survived this invasion and attack, and they found themselves over in Ironsworn, the New World.
The Ironlands.
The Ironlands, the New World, where they basically rebuilt themselves in a community that doesn't quite trust them. And
we are descendants of the Skull, so we are descendants of the people who invaded originally.
Yes. So we're not necessarily trusting this community, and in the Iron World, there's a lot of different things about it. Where we've got kind of a clan, like a warring clan section, so small communities. The old people as they were known, are kind of, they're there, but they don't really interact with us. Very mystical, spooky things. Some religion-based things. There are gods, who knows what they do. Some beasts. Nothing, kind of middle of the road for everything else in the world. Where are we at? But so that's kind of where we're at with building the world right now, and the characters that are going to go in it. We've done momentum. Conditions, abilities, bonds. You should start your first session with up to 3 background bonds. I think we're on bonds now? Yeah.
Yep.
Alright.
And I go on down to page 193.
So you should start your first session with up to 3 background bonds. Make a note of the people or communities you share bonds with. Mark up to 3 ticks on your bond progress track. First session starting bonds, so 193. Okay. We're relative. What did we say? We're in like low we're low magic basically. I think we're like very little magic.
Yeah, So you can kind of customize the setting to be like low magic or high magic. I think we're going like fairly low magic.
Yeah, very little.
Where like magic exists, but it's not a commonly held thing.
Yeah, the people that have it are very few and far between. I mean, and that's the thing about gods is you can have gods in your world that don't necessarily have a bunch of power and like kind of like roll through everybody, but you get the idea that like they interact. Ironbogger, pig iron. All right. I think we're going with the old stereotypical mine. I think we were looking at that as because relating to the pillars that they had. Oh, set your stats. Iron is 3.
We're looking
Assets.
for bonds. Here we go. Mark your background bonds. Solve up to 3 bonds. These bonds, either a community or an individual. Now I need to make a forge bond move for these starting bonds.
We're going with like think obelisks. Think like 2001 obelisks of just solid iron, with runes on them.
Mm-hmm.
Co-op, you can use starting bonds, connection to other players. So our bonds. So one of our bonds is obviously each other.
Right.
Can we label these bonds? Oh, we can't. Okay.
Yeah, Kenny. They're they were made by they were clearly like made by something, but we don't know what.
Yeah, we have no idea what yet.
Sorry,
You're good.
hit my microphone with my boob.
It's okay. Can we?
How do we?
Mark a tick for each bond your character sheet. So 1 tick per bond. So we have 3 of them. So a minus sign, 3 minus signs, basically. I don't know how we label them, but
Wait, I'm confused. Let me
Right.
read this. Mark 1 bond for one village. An NPC, a clan overseer who is a good and loyal friend. She's not helping against
get rid of. No, work.
Is it under progress that we have?
I think maybe we have to put it. I think we just have to mark them somewhere else.
Huh.
I feel like Roll20 does not adequately do that. I think we just have to mark them and like list them as like in our bio or in bio and info or something. Well, where we're at with it is that there's each of these obelisks, like there's just a bunch around. We don't know why they were there. We have the idea that some of these, there may be like priests or people like, like crowding around them as gods, or communities that are based around like finding them or avoiding them or whatever it is. So we've got the idea that these obelisks, like there could be more than one forever. We'll have to see where kind of the world takes us. But right now there's at least like one that kind of, there's multiple of them around this world, and that they each interact with different parts of different clans or groups. Yeah, I don't see a place for... I don't see a mark. I guess we just make the mark and write them down somewhere.
Yeah.
Kind of weird, but... Maybe not. Maybe it's like a super culty worship thing. Maybe it's a... I don't know. We're still learning a lot of this out right now, so...
Yeah, we're gonna play to find out eventually. Not now, because I think you have to leave soon.
Yeah, we got like probably 10 more minutes or so at best.
Okay. Well, let's move on past.
Yeah, let's move past that.
Past that then, because like I'll look it up and like I said, like we decided to do this very last minute,
Yeah.
so we didn't get a chance to read all of it. But I'll read it all by the next time.
Inciting incident. All right, I think we missed assets.
No, we just haven't gotten to them yet.
No, they're above that.
Bonds, abilities.
Yeah. So we need to find some assets.
Mark each as you suffer hardships and setbacks. That's fine. We don't need that yet. We're fresh off the.
Yeah. Assets is on 21.
Here we go. Yep. It's on 39.
30, actual page 39.
Yeah. Assets represent your background, skills, and traits. They give you additional options and bonuses when making a move, or sometimes act as their own self-contained moves. Assets provide both mechanical and narrative benefits. For example, if you are an herbalist, you get bonuses to your moves when treating injuries or sickness. You can envision your character identifying plants, diagnosing rare illnesses, summoning up obscure facts about herbal remedies.
Hold on one moment.
Even if you aren't making moves, your role colors the interests and manner of your character. Also, your expertise might offer possibilities. Yeah. Mute your stream real quick, or mute your mic, and I'll talk. All right. Did you mute both of us, or just me, or just both of us? I don't know. Anyways, I'm just gonna keep talking. Hopefully, y'all can still hear me. Let's see. So there are 4 types of assets: companions, paths, combat talents, and rituals. Can mix and match assets as much as you like, whatever fits your vision for your character and their experience and goals. Okay. So you can hear me? Cool. Sweet. So while Sam's gone taking care of that, we'll learn about assets, you and I. Companions are your NPC helpers. When you acquire a companion, give them a name and envision their appearance and their personality. If they don't have a starting ability, choose one. Upgrading a companion enables additional abilities. Companions utilize a health track and may suffer harm as a result of one of your moves. When your companion takes damage, they make the companion endure harm move. All right, so that's cool. So, for instance, we could start with a cool hawk. Paths represent your backgrounds, interests, training, and skills. They provide mechanical and narrative advantages, but also reflect how you interact with the world. For example, a ritualist would likely have a different outlook than a veteran. Makes sense? Choosing both those paths can reflect an evolution of your character and an interesting background. Okay. Then combat talents are like abilities. Ironsworn characters are assumed to be skilled fighters. Even without a combat talent, you can wield weapons and perform combat moves. Combat talent reflects the particular area of expertise, gives you additional options and bonuses. Rituals. You may select 3 assets when you create your character, and then additional assets can be required when you advance. Fair enough. Some assets can only be obtained after you have fulfilled narrative or mechanical requirements. This in addition to experience point cost. Um, All right. Welcome back.
All right, apologies, friends. Minor cataclysmic incident resolved. All right, what did we figure out about?
You muted yourself to the stream, but not to me. So
That's fine.
so we get to start with 3 assets.
Okay.
And then we get more as we level up. So an asset can be either a companion, like an NPC companion.
Okay.
Like the example they give here is hawks.
Yep.
A path, which is like it seems to me like they're like specializations.
Yeah.
Where they give you like different bonuses to different things. Looks like there's different levels and stuff, which is cool. Combat talents, which
different things.
Moves. And rituals, which is like casty magic.
Okay.
Stuff.
So is there? How do we pick assets? Like, are there ones we pick from?
Yeah, that's where I'm getting to it.
Sorry.
Some assets can only be obtained after you've fulfilled narrative or blah. Yeah, cool.
103.
For assets without a requirement, you should consider the narrative justification you added to your character. Sure,
Seems good.
Is there an asset table?
To learn more about spending experience and getting assets, 222.
Key aspects of your character.
Quest flowchart. Closer.
Oh, both the asset cards are available. Oh, there's
Is it a different PDF?
There's a different PDF.
Assets master Novax. Got it.
Yeah, here we go.
Okay.
Do we want to have an animal companion? Should we have a family pet?
I feel like that would be reasonable for at least one of us. Oh my god, no.
We should have one of us can take the companion thing, and we can have a family pet. But like narratively, it's the family pet.
Yeah, narratively, it's the family pet. I'm with that idea. All right, that one. There we go. All right. So yeah, do we want a giant spider as our pet? That's dope. Or a cave lion. Yeah, the old family mascot.
Yeah. the old family kindred. Oh, that's like a person.
That's like a person.
That's a friend. We could have a family friend.
We could have no. Steve, the answer is the pet mammoth.
We need the... I was gonna say the young wyvern, but mammoth is also pretty sick.
Those are both really good. Oh my god, those are really good.
I'd be down for either of them.
All right.
Your wyvern won't devour you.
It's true.
For now.
All right, Steve. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna throw.
I'm down. I was originally gonna be a hunter or a rogue, but I would be down to just go hunter and just have a fucking animal.
Have the
fight
animal.
With us.
I like it. All right. So here's what we're gonna do, Steve. We're gonna throw a D100 at 50 or above. We take the wyvern. At 50 or at. I'm sorry. At 51 and above, we take the wyvern. At 50 and below, we take the mammoth.
Are there more that we want? Like, how do we feel about a cave lion?
The cave lion was the other first one, but I feel like that's way like.
Owl.
I don't know about the owl could be cool, but
the giant spider.
The giant
your spider uncovers secrets. It has a move called soul piercing.
That's true. Well, our mammoth just sits outside the caves and waits for us when we go in mines. Like, come on, obviously.
Yeah, we have a very well-trained mammoth.
All right, let's each pick one, and we'll decide from that.
We could just have. We could be a menagerie. That's our.
We could also just each take one. We could have a mammoth and a wyvern.
We could. When you undertake a journey and start hitting me, suffer
I feel like...
Oh man, the fucking Wyvern can fly you around places.
Oh
When you
shit.
undertake a journey and score a hit, you can suffer -1 supply, so like feeding it
Yeah,
extra
for 2
in exchange
momentum.
for +2
That's so
momentum.
good though.
That's pretty cool.
God.
You strike by commanding the Wyvern.
You know what? I feel like she would though. I feel like as like the hardened, I feel like Amara would have a pet, but I don't know what. It would probably be the lion, honestly. Like thematically, I feel like the lion is like the big, is that big fighter energy.
Big fighter.
The big fighter energy. I think we're gonna take the companion cave lion. All right.
There's a whole young Wyvern build here. You can put your +3 into heart, and he's got an about when you command him to attack, you roll +3. You roll plus your heart.
Oh god, that seems really good. All right, I think if you'd like your Wyvern, you can have that.
Nah. What's the cave lion do? The
Cave
lion is eager.
Is eager.
When your cat chases down a big game, you may resupply with +edge.
I have reasonable amounts of edge. Oh no, I don't. You have edge. Damn it.
So edge.
So much edge. The edgy lion. Your cat is alert to trouble. Ooh, we can gain spirit and momentum. Oh my gosh, that's really good. Into the first string.
Cave Lion's special ability, Eager Beager.
Eager Beager.
This lion's adorable.
I kind of want this lion. I'm kind of sold on the lion.
What's the mammoth do? Let's go through. Let's give the mammoth its fair shake.
Sure. Lumbering.
When you undertake a journey, you may add +2 but suffer -1 momentum.
Eager Beaver is ready for spaghetti. Very ready for spaghetti. Beast of Burden.
So you can take +2 to the journey roll, but take -1 momentum because he's a slow.
Because he's a slow boy. Yeah, no one's gonna screw with that. Beast of Burden. When you make a move that requires plus supply, you may instead roll your mammoth's health.
Jeez, that's sick.
That's really good. When you strike or clash by riding your mammoth against a pack of foes, add +1. He's got crowd control.
Battle mammoth. Forward noble steed.
The noblest steed. That's why, Steve. This is exactly why they hate us, because we have a mammoth in our house that lives outside our house. They don't trust the mammoth.
Just fucking Appa from Avatar.
Yes. They don't trust the mammoth.
No, and then like my whole character is just like I sit on top of the mammoth and just shoot bows and arrows at everyone.
Let's give the spider the look, shall we? Let's give that
Right.
Let's give that a shot. Discreet. When you secure an advantage by sending your spider to scout, you get +1 and take +1 momentum on a hit. Okay.
Fair enough.
You may face danger. Go ahead.
Oh, you may face danger plus shadow by sending your spider to secretly study someone. On a hit, the spider returns to reveal the deepest fears. Your reflection in its glassy eyes. Holy shit!
What the hell?
To gather information for your holy dice. That's horrifying.
That's horrific. Oh god. All of this spider is horrific, and I love it. In another campaign, this is my boy.
No. Ugh.
Not in this one, in a different one, but...
And then ensnaring when your spider sets a trap. And +1 as you enter the fray, plus shadow. Strong foot increases the time.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna take the mammoth, Steve.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the mammoth. That's exactly why they don't like us, because we have a giant mammoth living in the...
I just like quickly glanced at Kindred, and one of the abilities is Shield Kin, and I read it quickly as Shield Chan.
The mammoth's name is now Shield Chan.
Mammoth Chan.
Mammoth Chan. Oh god, alright, where do we add assets? Bonds.
I think this might just be a thing we make a separate note for, because it looks
under
like
abilities then.
Yeah.
New ability. We're gonna have Shield Chan.
Is that your...
That's the mammoth's name.
Alright.
Sea mammoth asset. Oh, God.
Shield shot.
Fucking shield shot. Here's your special ability. Meet shield. Is the player in danger? Quickly meet shield. Go! So that's like if you have a butler or something. I like that idea. But it's cool.
For what?
For like having an actual companion. Like an actual person companion. We're not maimed. Banner Swarm. Once you mark a bond with a leader or faction, no. Bound. Gather information, fail a strong sword, hate, may listen to this because you can for guidance. That seems really fucking good. Holy shit. My sword talks at me.
Which one?
Blade bound? Your sword talks at you.
Remember, swords are like a rare thing.
It's true.
So that makes sense. Like swords are probably like the equivalent of like magic items.
Yeah. Dancer. Bonded. When you make a move, it gives you an ad for sharing a bond. Fill the box in your bond. Envision what the relationship taught you. Take an experience. Oh, that's really... Ooh. That seems... Bonded seems really good, too. Shit. When you turn the tide of vision, your vows give you strength in this moment. Make your move. Honor bound is probably something I would take. So Why? The armor hurts. When you fulfill your vow and score a weak hit, you may re-roll a dice as you swear an iron vow to set things right. A strong hit, take +1. I think I'm going to take Honor Bound. That seems pretty relevant to this character. Maybe?
Yeah, the path.
The path, yeah. I feel like having a path is a good place to be.
Probably. This is the kind of shit where like I want to go read all of them and figure out.
Yeah, this is the part where I know I'd lose my... It's scared of the dark. Don't put me back in there!
Oh god, not again.
Oh god, why do you do this to me?
Your sword's a Pokemon.
Mast. Once you mark a bond with elves, okay, that's how you earn those ones. Loyalist. You aid your ally. Actually, that seems really important because I have an ally. I'm gonna take Loyalist. That seems really good. Okay, sold.
I'm gonna take the combat talent archer.
Okay.
I think.
Let's do... Oh, no. Loyalist. I'm going to have to take pictures of all these cards so I remember what my abilities are.
Yeah.
Alright, let's get...
I'll put them in the... I can put them in the Roll20 game.
That works too. It feels shameful to clean and maintain. There's a whole other campaign that you're spinning us here, Kenny.
Sword Kun.
Sword Kun. No Sword Sama. If you are
Sword Senpai.
Sword Senpai now. Combat talent, brawler. If swords
are you gonna be like are you gonna go like weapon and shield type jam?
I'm probably going to either that or shield bearer, maybe a spear girl.
Yeah.
Ooh, an axe. Oh no, the answer is a hammer, obviously. Bring on that sweet hammer. Nothing says I will wreck your face like riding a mammoth carrying a hammer into war. Like, skirmisher could be cool. Skirmisher could be cool in theme. I thought about that. You face danger by holding a foe at bay using a spear's reach. Iron or edge. You may strike or clash or edge. Take a momentum. You strike or clash in close combat and short strong hit. That could be pretty cool. I feel like if I'm riding a mammoth, I feel like a spear is actually probably a reasonably good pick because then you've got a super long, like, pokey stick that you can actually reach down and hit. That makes sense. Actually, I like Skirmisher as the... We're going to take that combat talent. Alright. Yeah, and we're not really doing rituals because we're not magical.
Yeah, I was thinking like if anything, like maybe one of us can know one, or we can get one eventually.
Yeah, we can maybe come into one for like something later. It's not impossible. We get magical powers from touching these weird ass obelisks or something.
It's fucking Metroid.
It's Metroid. Alright, I guess that's good there. So then... Gotta go all the way back up to number 31. Figure out what's next. Is there anything next? We don't have any banes, conditions, stabilities, bonds, vows, momentum... Mapping your journeys, foes and encounters... Your character. Vows, bonds, abilities, assets. Using companion abilities. Experience, equipment, and becoming Ironsworn. So, 44. Too far. If you had a ritual that gave you alarm when you slept. Well, if we had taken the cat, we could have had that. But I think... That's a problem we'll deal with later. You sleep in rotations.
Oh man, maybe I'll take Dancer. You secure an advantage plus edge by dancing for an audience. Add +1 and take +2 momentum on a hit.
That's pretty
Strong
good.
hit. One time only, you may add +2. You make a move to interact with an audience member. Maybe I'm a dancer.
Are you a dancer? Is that the case? You're the male dancer boy?
I'm the Lord of the Dance.
The Lord of the Dance. Alright, using asset cards. Experience. To start, your experience is unmarked. Check. It says 0. Check. Alright, let's get rid of that one. Equipment. Make note of any important equipment or items you start with. These are things that might impact the narrative and moves you make, or provide texture. I mean, that's true. You gotta swag while you're out there fighting, saving the world. Alright. If you want to begin your adventures as a typical Ironlander, envision yourself outfitted with cheap mundane gear, a hand-me-down set of quilted armor, a ratty traveling cloak, a battered wooden shield, a spear, and a worn knife. Alright. So then we have to just pick stuff. Okay, these are like the important things we would come into.
Sorry, I'm still over here. Reading ability.
It's okay. I got you.
I'll do it later. All
I
right.
got you.
Let's see.
What do we got? Oh, that's the. Oh,
when do you have to go?
Probably in like a couple minutes. I think we're looking at the end of everything. Being Ironsworn. Yeah, I think we
can also just finish this up.
Yeah, I think that's because the last thing is pick 3 assets. Make note of any important gear items. We've done the vow and the incident.
Yeah, we can. We'll finish up this before next week, and then next week.
Yeah, we'll start episode 1.
Let's play a session.
Yeah, let's do a session of this. I'm gonna double check the swear and iron vow because that's the last thing we have to do. So, swear and iron vow, page 98. Cool.
Yeah, I'll read all this stuff and have a better idea.
Same. I'll give it a read over myself on our own time.
Cool.
This has been interesting. Right. I like this. I like the idea of this already. This has been a fun ass experience. Like just even building this.
Yeah, if nothing else, we've got a new campaign setting.
Exactly. Where is that? Yeah, we've given it a rank. Okay, we did that already then. Oh, wait. Then give the quest a... Alright, so there's a swear an iron vow. When you swear upon iron to complete a quest, write your vow and give the quest a rank. Then roll plus heart. If you make this vow to a person or community with whom you have shared a bond, add 1. Is that just what we're... Okay, that's when we actually, like, start doing the stuff, I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we're good for that for the next time. Wait.
Yeah, so we'll figure it out.
Oh, no, wait. I'm sorry. No, there's actual stuff here. Hold on. So on a strong hit, so we each need to throw heart. What are we throwing? Throw plus heart. Put everything apart with a lid tinderbox. They're giving us the assumption that we have all that under our supply stat, so we kind of got we're only looking at like what weapons do you have and things like that. So how do swear now? Because on a strong hit, it is clear what you must do next, and then you take 2 momentum. On a weak hit, you take +1 momentum, and you have a clue. And on a miss, there's an obstacle before we even get there. I guess we deal with that later, because that doesn't seem like something we can really...
Yeah, that
seems like starting the... Yeah, that seems like starting the actual thing. Alright, cool. So we've got our good...
There's macros built into the sheets for rolling, too.
Oh, shit. Where did you click? Oh, above it? Okay. That's dope. Okay.
You got a strong hit.
I got that strong-ass hit, boy.
Big heart.
Biggest heart, even though I only have 1 in heart. It's swear upon iron is their weird way of being like you kind of accept, like you're accepting this quest and you like your determination to do it. It's a weird thing, but it's kind of a cool like bit of like flair to it.
Setting stuff. Yeah. Cool.
It's cool.
Right,
I like this.
So we've got something to keep us busy for a couple of streams.
Yeah, this will at least keep us busy. Oh no, that's right. I can't do that one. Oh no. So we're gonna go back to... That's right. Alright, so we're gonna go back to this. So, alright, Stev, I'm gonna go to work. Thank you, my dude. I look forward to starting day 1 of the campaign.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I think I might be busy next week because I think I have PPTs to go to, but...
Okay. If not, worst case, we'll pick it up after. It'll give us more time to read, and I'll do something else. Kenny, thanks for hanging out with us, my dude. I appreciate it a bunch. Hopefully we'll catch you next time for this.
For sure. Smash that follow button.
Yeah, smash that follow. Stay up on more. Stay up on the new campaign. It'll also probably go up on my Facebook for the old podcasty style stuff.
I was gonna say you can, if you download. I don't know if I have access to your VODs, but because I'm a mod, but if you download the VOD, like I can give you all the stuff to put it up on my YouTube channel.
That would be. I'd say even that too. Whatever. It'll be up somewhere, but
yeah. All right.
Bye the internet.
Goodbye, internet.